Nobody's taking Brock Purdy over Justin Herbert.
Well,
what are we talking about?
Spadoni had to pick up the phone and call in.
What's Justin Herbert done that Brock Purdy hasn't?
Then say Justin Herbert hasn't quite lived up to the Who's bet? You would really take Purdy? You're starting a team. Herbert or Purdy?
From what I've seen, I'm taking Purdy right now.
Oh, my gosh. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know if you know this, but we're coming to you live from the San Francisco Bay Area.
Yeah. If you got to say you're not hating, you're hating. And for Kenny to say I'm not trying to just...
No, I'm saying I don't have a dog in the fight is what I'm saying.
Right, but I look at that question, and I'm not saying you're wrong. You feel how you feel. I'm looking at that question if Justin had the tutelage of Kyle Shanahan, then who would you want?
Right. The only reason anybody's taking Brock Purdy is because of Kyle Shanahan.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We can agree there. What, Chase?
My only thing is, do you think Kyle Shanahan would agree with that?
Yes. I bet you Kyle Shanahan would much rather have
Chase?
Herbert.
Why wouldn't he? Who wouldn't want to have tall, strapping lad with a rocket arm can move?
3 turnovers last year in the playoffs.
I got you. I
don't see Purdy doing that.
I do under Shanahan. I see Herbert doing it under Shanahan.
You don't see Herbert giving up 2 pick sixes under Shanahan?
I see Herbert reaching another level under Shanahan.
Like, we got to be honest.
So Harbaugh is the problem.
No, he actually got to the playoffs 2 years in a row.
Like, hey, listen, this is where you guys, you younger generation and Guru are different than me. Like, I don't think it's a failure yet for Justin Herbert. He's been in the league 6 years, I think.
And nobody would tell you he's a failure. And he might be. I'm looking at I don't want to do this because everybody, Guru, but come on, what?
Don't be afraid.
No, as far as DNA, it's not even close, right? If we went to a lab to build a quarterback.
It's optics.
No, well, hey.
What? I mean, I think Herbert's a better quarterback.
Well, you see a big frame, you see a big arm. No, I'm not saying you're wrong.
The more successful quarterback has been Brock Purdy. It's not even close.
So, do you believe if you surveyed 32 NFL coaches, most would take Purdy?
No.
Okay. And I'm with the people that know football.
I'm with the guy who can win.
Okay, we'll see. You guys always do this. You think a guy's career's over after 5 years.
Nobody said that.
You did. Yeah.
But you can't hate on Brock's success, and I'm not.
You just asked me who I wanted, and I think I
told you I would take Herbert if Kyle was my coach.
Yeah, and I get it. Look, we're in the Bay. That's the reason that.
But people know when you're kissing up. Like it ain't.
Who's
working.
Kissing up?
When people try to do it. Like they know when you say have a take. Sometimes you kind of like.
Are you talking about me or somebody else?
You. Like when you kind of...
No, the point is like the only people who are saying Purdy are homers. Not just homers, but...
Yeah. The more successful quarterback, it's not even close. It's been Brock Purdy.
That's what we asked.
Yeah.
Wait, how was the question asked? Who's better? Who's a better quarterback?
Or who would you take?
I would take Herbert. Who's had a better resume? We know who's had a better resume.
And I would say, who's coaching him?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, okay.
What we got? I can't see it.
Let's go to Bleacher Dave,
our man,
West Oakland.
What up, y'all?
Hey.
We got a Minnesota problem, Dave. We got a Minnesota problem. That's what's up.
We got a massive Minnesota problem. But your boy sitting there with you is part of the problem. He said that was work to watch that game last night. Oh my God!
It's just anything that's mandatory is work.
Why would it be mandatory when you've got a sold-out team with a crazy atmosphere that's the second best in the league? This is a mental block, Steiny. Check it out.
I love that.
You watch that game. You see how I remember when Warriors games used to be like that kind of atmosphere. Used to be. Some people in there, it's like an A's game.
Yeah, it is, man.
It is super fun. It's super fun.
All those things are true.
Dude, I saw the first best defensive half of basketball I have ever seen in my life last night.
Wow.
I mean, the Minnesota Lynx were like, we're not going to let you touch the key.
Yep.
Your whole penetrate and pass this thing ain't going to work. We've been waiting for y'all for 4 days, and it was overwhelming how defensively just dominant they were. It was crazy. Now, we know the Valks lack kind of a number 1A kind of offensive score. I don't care. Those ladies last night, their connectedness on defense, and then Howard protecting the rim they're so much better than any other team in the league. It's kind of amazing. The spectacle. I think not only did Olivia Miles break Janelle's ankle, she dang near broke her leg off, dude. That was crazy. She is such an exciting player to watch. So I hear you dude talk about it being a chore. Come on, man.
No,
anyway,
I'm just saying.
Hey, Dave, let me get. Oh, go ahead. I got something for you, Dave.
I'm just saying that, people say we don't do anything. I come in at 8 o'clock. I prep for 2 hours. I work till 2:15. I go home last night. I watched the Valkyries. I mean, it's a little more than 4 hours. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's heavy lifting or I'm digging ditches.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. That I was in the house. That paint was on lock that first half that you talk about. That was impressive. But listen, Tiffany Hayes had an advantage, and she was using it. I wish they would have kind of played through her a little more. She was getting by her man and getting to the rack, and I felt like we went away from that.
I agree with that. I mean, her first step is sick, right? But also on the other hand, I think we got away from it. I also think that had something to do with the Lynx' defense. Because there were several, I mean, you can remember that play. She penetrated. She just got roofed by Howard, right? Out of bounds on her. Yeah. It's just, I don't know what to do with them, man. All I can say is the product is exciting. The Lynx are fun to watch, man. They're really good. And the
they got ballers.
Who was a free agent, and there's no better free agent than Smith in San Francisco. So, Laker, go bring me in the Fisher Collier next year. Let's go win some things, huh?
Look at man.
Appreciate you, Bleacher Dave. You want to talk about it? I'll talk about it. The Valkyries don't have a player that they can play through.
Nah,
they can't play through a player.
I got you.
They have to do it as a 5.
But that makes what they're doing that much more impressive. And I'll just say this.
It also makes them limited.
They're not playing Minnesota every night. That was a litmus test.
Play teams like them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But it is, man. I can't wait. Do we know it? I'll find it. I was going to say, do we know when the playoffs start?
After the 44th regular season game.
Yeah, I was looking for something more, but yeah.
Thanks for taking my call. Absolutely, 408. This is correct, 650. Herbert has been underwhelming compared to Purdy. Okay. I just don't think that makes a guy better. He has had a better resume. And if you, you can stop. I'm not going to win the argument because Purdy's got a better resume. I just think, who are you taking?
Well, I look at it with nuance. Are they both under the same coach? If Kyle got his hands on so many dudes.
Okay, I got a question. Would Brock Purdy even be in the league without Kyle Shanahan?
Well, that's strong, but I hear you. That's how brilliant Kyle is to me.
Okay, exactly.
Brock Purdy is his greatest concoction. And then if I can give you this quarterback beer, Jimmy Garoppolo coaching in the Super Bowl. I mean, quarterbacking in the Super Bowl and getting to multiple NFC championship games. How much is that as the player? Let me ask you this, and we talked about it. Would Draymond Green be Draymond Green had he got drafted by the Kings? I think it would be much more difficult.
Of course. Let's go to Zach in Oakland. Hey, Zach, what's going on, man?
Hey, how are you guys doing? Loving the chatter today. Love your guys' show. Normally, I do agree with Goo, but I got to give Steiny some props on this one today. Now, I'm a Brock Purdy guy, but you can't argue with Herbert's talent. And I heard probably 4 or 5 months ago, they asked, in my mind, the GOAT, Joe Montana, if he were to start a franchise, he could take any quarterback right now and start it. Justin Herbert was listed as number 4 on his list, and he did not mention Brock Purdy. I don't remember the platform, but I know I heard it.
Yeah, I remember hearing that too, and I remember people suggesting that maybe it was because Joe's got a little bias against the Niners because of how things ended. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, Zach. I remember him giving that list too.
Yeah, so I had to give you. So they were picking on you there, Steiny, and I can't say I agree or disagree with either one of you. There's not a real wrong or right answer, but
right.
Man, you can't argue. You can't argue with that size, that mobility, that strength, and arm strength.
Yes.
And like you said, who knows what he's going to do this year with McDaniel? I mean, he could cook this year with the Chargers.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks, Zach. Appreciate the call.
No, good stuff. Now, Kenny got in my ear, Stoddy, and I want your answer to this. You know, if Kyle's so great, what happened with Trey Lance? And before you answer, I would say he's not perfect.
He can't take a non-pro player and make him a pro player.
But I think his point, and I don't want to speak for Kenny, is he thought he could make him into
Or he thought he was better than he was. He thought maybe he stinks as a talent evaluator,
Well, it
Kyle.
was like, that's his Wiseman.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they didn't find Walker Kessler in the second or in the last round like they found Purdy.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, it's funny. I mean, people...
I just like to be fair, man. What analysis. Like, a lot of people... no, I'm being real. People, and I'm about to trigger you. People hate Carmelo Anthony. I think a lot of people hate Carmelo Anthony. But if you step back, okay, yeah, he didn't get it done, and you just talk about a guy good at his craft and skilled, he's one of the best scorers to ever do it. I know that's not all the game, but miss me with Carmelo Anthony's a bum because he didn't win it.
See, this is what, like, nobody would say he's a bum.
Oh, well, there are a lot of people that come down this road for not winning and this or that. I think, you know, like, I can step back and be like, Melo was a dude. And there's a bunch of dudes like that.
Look, it was funny because Jim Harbaugh called Brock Purdy cool yesterday, and I was like, I got a couple words for him. I think he's good. I think Brock Purdy's good. I think Justin Herbert's better. I think Purdy's solid. I think Herbert's more dynamic. I think Purdy's pretty reliable. Has Herbert, how would you say their durability is comparable?
Yeah, and your boy's getting hit more than Muhammad Ali. He has been, and, you know, he's answered the bell. Like, I'm watching Charger games, I'm like, dude, but he's young, right, Stoney? But they're knocking the snot out of him, and maybe that'll subside, and I feel like we've yet to see the best of Justin Herbert. And I know they had that lead a couple years ago against Jacksonville and blew it in the playoffs, but, you know, I'm not going to sit up here and say he's a failure. I mean, he's not.
Here's how, and this might be unfair, but if the 49ers today announced that they had traded Brock Purdy for Justin Herbert, you got to be kidding me if you think most 49er fans wouldn't be way more excited about the upcoming season. And that isn't really a shot at Purdy because Purdy's is like one of the more solid components of training camp. I'm not mad at that at all. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah. Let me ask nobody that would be like, I can't believe we just did that. What a bad move that's going to set us back for years.
Yeah. Kenny, let me ask you this real quick. If I said who's the more talented quarterback between the two, Purdy and Herbert, how would you answer that?
I mean, I think Justin Herbert should be the more talented quarterback. I like what I've seen from Purdy since he's gotten into the league. And I'm not
saying I haven't. I'm just saying I think a lot of his success is because
I think what we see from Herbert, we admire a lot more than from Purdy. I like a guy who can be accurate. I like a guy who can, you know, the only thing
but you don't think Herbert's accurate?
That in the end zone, Purdy's had issues. So that's one thing I will definitely give you. But I think guys see the deep ball and they're like they admire it over a guy who can throw a pass.
Or even the pass over the middle, like he's got a laser. All right. To each his own.
Yeah, and I'm envisioning I think Purdy's really good, and I think he's had the benefit of playing under Kyle, and I think the idea of Kyle coaching a guy like Herbert would raise the ceiling of this team.